Hello, everyone. Welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 104. Andrew Eisen here, along with Zachary Knight. Hello, Zachary.
Hello, Andrew. Hello, everybody out there.
Hello, chat and people
Yep.
watching later.
So,
So, Zachary and I, before the show started, were just batting about, superhero stuff, the Netflix and CW shows, and superhero movies and stuff. And I
yeah,
just watched the first episode of Black Lightning, which I think premiered this year, right? That's a
yeah,
this
yeah.
year's
This
show.
past, yeah, this past fall season. Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
so I watched the first episode today, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good. Why is no one talking about it?" I mean, everyone talks about.
because it premiered last fall and you weren't paying attention.
I
But
guess
yeah,
we did talk about it. You weren't paying attention, and that's
uh,
something I actually talked about when I recorded a debut review. I'm like, "Why is no one talking about this? Or is everyone talking about this? I'm not listening to them." That's probably that might be what it is because I don't really troll social media much. So
yeah,
but hopefully everyone watched it because I can't vouch for the other 12 episodes, but the first one's pretty darn good.
yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to
I,
seeing it.
I, I'm trying to think if, because I think most episodes were pretty darn good.
Hmm.
They did a great job keeping the story focused and grounded to take for a little pun there, Um, but yeah, they I don't think they had any major slumps like
Like all
how
the Marvel shows.
like all the Marvel shows will typically have that 2 or 3 episode drag in the middle of the season. I don't think Black Lightning had that big of a thing. I think a couple of episodes might have been weaker than the rest, but for the
Yeah,
most part, the
impossible.
show, yeah, the for the most part, the show is really good, and Tobias Whale was an excellent villain, and there was a
Oh
few
my
other
gosh, I
good.
don't know that act. I've never seen that guy before. I'm pretty
He
sure I
is.
would recognize him, but
He's
man, what a face on that guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a rapper,
Oh, is he?
and this is his
Huh.
debut in acting.
No wonder I don't know him.
Yeah, and which was really interesting because in the comics, Tobias Whale is an albino African American, and it
Hmm.
was just really cool that they got a real albino to play this character, and he nails the role. He is very good.
Yeah, like what I've
Yeah,
seen.
he is. I would put him up there with Copperhead from the first season of Luke Cage as villain wise. Um, they just really compelling characters. Spoilers, they don't kill Tobias Whale, but
Mhm.
like they did Copperhead, but yeah, he's great.
You
And
mean Copperhead or Cottonmouth?
uh, Cottonmouth, sorry, not I don't know why I
The the
said
the first
Copperhead.
the first half of the season guy.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
half of the season guy. Yeah, it was Diamondback was the second half of the
Yeah, that's
season
right.
guy, and he sucked. I hated him.
Well,
But
yeah. He's like it was
Cottonmouth, yeah.
it was
I
even
don't.
tonally discordant from the rest of the show. It was weird.
That's probably why I'm thinking Copperhead because I recently watched the animated Suicide Squad
Hmm.
cartoon, Hell to Pay,
Okay.
and that one had Copperhead, a DC villain, in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Don't they all
maybe
die
that's
in that one?
why. Um, Everybody except for Harley Quinn and
Oh,
Deadshot, I
of
believe.
course not. Can't
I
kill him.
think everybody else died. Maybe I can't remember if Captain Boomerang died or not, but yeah, yeah, that one that Suicide Squad
Hmm.
cartoon was just terrible. It was probably one of the worst animated DC movies to ever come out. So
Wow.
yeah,
I'll tell you one
it
superhero
was. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
superhero show that I watched recently. The first episode of that I really honestly did not like at all. Supergirl.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought it was terrible. Now,
The second the
maybe.
second season is much better, even though
Oh, I
it's
hope so.
missing Cat. Even though it's missing Cat Grant for most of it, but the third season, if you thought the first season was bad, the third season is even worse.
Uh,
Yeah, so the second season is the highlight of that show.
wow.
Yeah,
Because I was like, oh wow, this is terrible. Why did no one tell me? And like Black Lightning being good, probably everyone tried and I wasn't listening. Scotty
Yeah.
asked Andrew, "What are you the boss of?" I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe you're referring to me because I'm wearing the "I am the boss" shirt. This is just a shirt that
Oh, okay.
my wife and kids got me a couple of years ago for Father's Day. It says, "I am the boss. My wife said I could have a turn," and
Okay.
yeah, so I was wearing it today.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let us jump into our E3 awards, which are
Yes.
highly respected and well known throughout the industry. The Molehill Mountain E3 awards.
Our second year running.
Exactly. We were such a hit last year. So, Chaos says it gets better. Melissa,
Benoist
is it
or something like
Benoist, or is it kind of like
Benoit.
a
Or,
French?
I
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea.
I've just always said Benoist just because that's what it
That's how it's
reads.
spelled, yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos says she's likable in the role. I completely agree with that. And the writing is
Yeah.
lousy. I completely agree with that. And the action sequences leave a lot to be desired. I agree with that too.
Yeah, she plays a great Supergirl, and I think
All the actors are doing exactly what the production is requiring of them. I don't have a problem with any of the performances. It's really just the everything else, the characters, the writing, the
and
setup.
it's
some of the worst CG I have seen in years too. Oh my god, how did they have no budget for Supergirl?
I don't know. I think it's probably because they use most of their CG budget on the Flash, but
maybe they have to share, I guess. All right. So anyway, E3 awards. So in no particular order. So I guess I'll give an award, and then Zachary can give.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote a whole bunch of them, and I just and they're not in any particular order either. I was just going back through my notes and just like, okay, this deserves an award, and this one does. And
yeah, basically what I did. So I have about a dozen awards here, and I had more. I probably had like 15 or 16, and I pared a few of them back just because.
All right.
Who cares? All right. So my first award is the Fresh New Face Award, which I am awarding to Lara Croft from Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because her face is completely different now. Now,
yeah,
I was thinking about possibly awarding this to either Leon or Claire from the Resident Evil 2 remake, because their faces are different too. But I understand the changes with their faces. They're, Resident Evil 2 is very early in the timeline because it's the second game, you see. I think it takes place in like 99 or something like that. So Leon is like 22 years old. He's first day on the job, rookie cop. So he should be baby-faced. And this does look like a young character, just doesn't really look like Leon. But the change makes sense because, like, okay, they went for someone who looks specifically younger. Okay, I get that. Lara Croft's new face is just oddly softer and rounder, which is like exactly the polar opposite that you would expect her face to look after the last two adventures. I mean, you would expect, thinner and harder, not softer and rounder. It's the weirdest choice. Although she actually looks more like Lara Croft than Leon and Claire look like Leon and Claire. But the face is just going in such a weird direction design-wise that I had to award it the Fresh New Face Award.
Yeah, and that does kind of bug me.
Leon looks like a 15-year-old working at Burger King.
Nice. But yeah, you would think that Square would, or Eidos, or whoever it is that is running or making the game would.
Square Enix,
would yeah, Square Enix is publishing, but I think it's Eidos that's making it. But
Crystal Dynamics, one of the two.
Yeah, but you would think that they would have a character Bible or something along those lines of, this is how the character looks. This is what she's supposed to look like.
But it feels like a specific and deliberate redesign.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were going that way, because that doesn't seem to be the direction the character is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it still looks like Laura, just a rounder, softer Laura, which is weird. Leon just doesn't look like Leon. His face shape is completely different. Leon has a, a taller, more angular face,
Uh-huh.
kind of a vertical oval.
Yeah.
Um, this Leon has a very square face,
Hmm.
just a slightly enlarged rectangle. It's weird. Yeah, his face shape is completely different. But
Yeah.
whatever, I'm giving it to Laura
Well,
Croft. It
yeah.
seems like the most inappropriate redesign.
Yeah, and I don't really knock the changes to Resident Evil 2 because the original Resident Evil 2 was a PlayStation game. So, you're updating, a 5 polygon head into something HD and more realistic. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, sure, you're going to see some changes, and like you said, takes place before other games that include those characters. So yeah. But,
All right, Zachary, give us an award.
all right. My first award is the Most Impersonal Award. This is for the game company that had the least amount of personality and face time of any of the companies, and because when you think of a show or something like this, you want something a little more I'm trying to think of how to describe this, but you expect them to have a little bit of personality to them, and so with this award, I think my runner up is Sony, but and I'll get into why this is, but my winner of the most impersonal award goes to Square Enix. And the reason Sony runners ups and Square is the winner is because both shows were just basically trailer dumps. There were no commentary, no introductions from anybody on staff, nothing. But Square wins it because at least Sony tried to make it interesting with its interjections and all of that other stuff. Why are the word you're trying to utter is EA? Okay. But yeah, so Square gets it because they had basically no show whatsoever. They only had a couple of games that weren't featured in Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo shows, and so so they're very impersonal with that. Maybe next year they won't have a show.
Matthew
Yeah.
feels that Devolver won E3 for the second year in a row and wonders if they'll win again next year. I can certainly see that perspective. I've enjoyed
Well,
both of their conferences. I am a little worried about that RoboCop skit because it was terrible and
it was.
stupid and not funny and pointless. And if they start the next year's show following up on that, I'm a little worried. But
Yeah,
we'll see what they do.
it was a crazy show, and I don't I don't dog them too much for that. But
It's a nice palate cleanser, I think.
yeah, it was because I'm trying to remember when I watched it. I'd have to look at my Twitter feed again, but I watched it after watching some of the other shows, and yeah, it was a nice change of pace. Even though I don't remember a single game that they showed.
One was it's like a cross between Deadpool and Max Payne. Guy
Yeah,
jumping around in slow mo shooting people, which actually looks pretty fun. And from the reviews or the hands-ons I've read, it's actually really fun. So
yeah.
good on him.
So Jordan asks if we have heard anything about the Final Fantasy VII HD remake. No,
Nope.
Square did not mention a single thing about that.
Someone
And,
asked them about it, and they said, "We're working on it. It's going great. Not great enough to show anything, but great."
yeah, so if you're expecting Final Fantasy VII remake anytime
Metal Wolf
soon,
Chaos. That was the other thing.
you're gonna be sorely
Thank you,
disappointed.
Matthew.
But yeah,
Yeah, Matthew. The other thing points out that the other thing Devolver showed was Metal Wolf Chaos. So
Yeah.
To see that back, I guess, if for longtime fans. Okay, so my next award is the Hottest Mic Award,
Oh yes,
which obviously goes to Ubisoft for
of
their
course.
constant hot mic issues throughout the
And at
entire.
least none of them were bad. You know, that's
Yeah,
the most you can say about this, is at least nobody said anything
yeah,
terrible.
any bad words or hurt feelings. If
Yeah.
I had to hand the non-existent Molehill Mountain E3 award trophies for hottest mic to a certain presenter, it would be to uh, the woman who was presenting Beyond Good and Evil 2,
Mhm.
because it was amazingly adorable when you could hear her off stage going, "We nailed it! We nailed it!" I'm like, "Oh, that's adorable."
Yes,
So
and
if
she's
anyone gets to put the award on their mantle, it's her. And I should
yeah,
have looked up her name, but I didn't.
yeah, but yeah. That was a great moment, and
It
yeah,
humanizes it,
yeah.
even though it is a technical flub that continued throughout almost the entire conference. But
Yeah. Well,
uh,
while we're on the subject of
sure.
Ubisoft and their hot mics, I gave them an award too, and this one is the Who Needs a Sound Guy award, because their sound guy was a complete imbecile. It gave us some nice, cute moments with the hot mics, but the fact that he couldn't turn on and turn off mics properly, just was he drinking on the job? This is California. Maybe he was smoking pot or something recreationally, but yeah, he was doing something that was distracting him and preventing him from doing his job. And he probably just needs to be fired. But instead, since I can't fire him, he gets this award. So
Yeah, I mean, because after several hot mic issues, about halfway through the conference or so, someone comes on stage, starts talking, and you can't hear anything. Like
exactly. Yeah.
they go out and and then their sound comes in. He's like, "Oh man, someone's talking far out. Oh, I should turn that mic on." I think someone was overcompensating. They were like, "Okay, turn off all the mics." Oh, well, someone's actually. We have to turn on that one. Which one is it? Yeah. So
Exactly. Yeah.
okay. Jordan says the winner is still confused about everything about this game goes to Death Stranding. For the still
Stranding. Yeah.
confused about everything about this game, Death Stranding. I
Oh
actually have
yeah.
a similar award to that.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. But for now, I would like to get to one of my larger awards, which I
All
like to
right.
call the Future of Games Award. Sounds pretty cool, right? The
All
Future of
right.
Games Award. I am awarding the Future of Games Award to Microsoft because the majority of their games don't come out until 2019.
Nice. I like that. Because when you hear the future of games, you think of something completely revolutionary and that's going to change gaming as it is. But then you turn it around and say, no, they're getting this award because everything they have
These are
comes
all
out
the games we'll be
next
playing in
year.
the distant future.
Next year at the earliest. Yeah, that's a good award. I like that
I was
one.
kind of proud of that one.
Yeah.
Half the fun is naming these awards.
Yes, it is. It is.
Like I'm kind of proud of my next one, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right, my next award is the What the Ever Living What Award.
I like that.
And this one goes to Sony for just those weird interjections that the bathtub guy, the singing celery, the
Oh,
guitar
right.
jamming banana. It's just
I think those are
completely
from the
out of
I think those are from the Dreams creation tool.
yeah,
Kind of like a 3D Mario Maker almost kind
yeah,
of thing. But there was no logo, no label, they didn't preview the game. I mean, it's been at E3 a couple times now, so I
yeah,
recognize the aesthetic, but I think a lot of people are probably like, okay,
yeah.
but what is that?
Exactly. It's just it would have been if interesting. It would have been nice if they had explained what this is, because a couple of years ago when Nintendo did the puppet thing, that was cute because it was a skit. It was something to entertain. These things were just, here's something annoying, and now it's gone. And yeah, like you said, we didn't get any greater context for what these things were. So yeah, that's why they get the What the Ever Living What Award.
Matthew, I don't know what you mean by day 9, but Matthew says the best save goes to the guy in the PC gaming conference after one of the devs' mics goes out. He has him use his and does it flawlessly. Yeah, he just basically puts his arm around the guy's like, use my mic, buddy. So so one of the devs is kind of like cuddling up to the host, leaning his head on his shoulder to speak straight into his lapel mic. That was
that was nice. Yeah.
But is his name Day 9?
I think that's his handle or something, but yeah, Sean Plott is the guy's name.
I was gonna say, I thought his name was like Stewart or something. Okay, he's got like a Twitter handle or something. Okay,
yeah,
cool. And Frankie was the
Frankie Ward or something like that. I forget her last name, but Frankie. Yeah.
Stewart or I'm sorry, Sean, was it
Sean? Yeah.
Sean, I only know because he hosted the last few PC gaming shows. Frankie, what's her name? I don't think I've ever seen before, but she was a good host too. Probably,
yeah,
if I had a best host award, I would have given it to the PC gaming show because
they were the best pair of hosts from any of these shows, and I think part of it is because no other show had a single set of hosts for the entire thing. Most companies throw out the new host for every game introduction. So, man.
All right. Next award. This award I call the Jeb Bush Award. And I'm giving it to Bethesda, who constantly stopped their show cold to beg for applause. Everybody get it? The Jeb Bush Award.
Jeb Bush Award. Okay, yeah.
I remember a lot of the Jeb Bush in the 16, or well, I guess it would have been 2015 at the time, whenever the hell it was. He had a really bad speech rally kind of thing, and he's talking to a room full of people, and he just says, "Please clap." It was so sad. So yeah, Bethesda, who just throughout the entire show, all of their except Todd Howard, I guess, but most of them just would. It must have said pause for applause on the teleprompter, and paused until there was applause, and it stopped the show cold.
Yeah, because they did that that pun with the tall guy, and they had some kind of pun or something.
Yeah, something like big things are happening or some weird thing because he's tall. Get it? And they start motioning the audience, and the audience is having none of it.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, that's a good award. I like that creative naming. It makes me ashamed of my ability to name things. Bethesda owns Diablo, right? No, that's Blizzard.
That's Blizzard.
Yeah.
But they do both start with a B.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
All right. My next award probably will give it away if you're paying attention, because man, some of these awards I wanted to give and I just couldn't think of a creative way of naming them. So this is the Who Needs Creativity When You Have Money Award. And this goes to Microsoft for buying their way into creativity. They bought like 3 studios?
4. And created a 5th, yeah.
And this is, and they make that announcement after they talk about their unprecedented amount of creativity at the company, which came after they announced a brand new Halo game, a sequel, like the 6th or 7th game in that franchise. But yeah, it's just when you've got tons of money, you can just buy the creativity you need. So And hopefully those companies that they bought can make some good stuff, and that Microsoft doesn't get in the way. But man,
Yeah, I've heard from two of them, Ninja Theory and one of the others. And Ninja Theory had a full, like, 3 or 4 minute video that they posted
yeah,
on their YouTube channel talking about
yeah. They
exactly
they
that, swearing up and down that they've got full autonomy to do whatever the hell they want. And I'm like,
yeah,
I hope so.
yeah. Ninja Theory was one of the companies that I think had had a lot of backlash from their fans, because a lot of fans are really upset to see them being bought out, because they were so used to having Ninja Theory be its own entity.
Well, also with the success of Senua, the Hellblade Sacrifice. Oh boy, did I just get that name backwards? Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, I think is what it's called. Their success with that, a full AAA game made without a publisher and sold on their own terms for less than $60. I think they sold it for 40 or something like that.
Yeah,
And it made its money. And it's like, it can be done. Oh, and they immediately get purchased by Microsoft.
yeah.
It's like, ah.
Yeah, and Matthew says that it's better that they got bought out by Microsoft than EA. Well, and
Yes.
I say this,
I think we say that every time we bring this up.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this as kindly as possible. A a a Wall Street penny stock investor would be a better purchaser than EA for anything. An investment firm that buys companies to just shut them down and sell off liquidate their assets is better than EA, because at least they're upfront about what their goals are. EA is like, oh yeah, we're gonna take care of this company and keep them primed with cash and let them make games. Oh yeah, we said that 2 years ago. Now we're shutting them down.
Matthew says it wasn't AAA. They built it for 10 million. Right. I said it AAA looking game, or I don't know if I specifically said that, but I'm not sure what exactly triple. I didn't realize that had a specific monetary definition. What I mean is Senua Hellblade. Oh my God, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Actually, I like it. Senua's Hellblade Sacrifice. You see, Senua sacrificed a Hellblade. That's what the game's about. It's a fully produced, full 3D. It stands up perfectly next to your God of Wars and Last of Us and all the big known AAA quality games. It's the same quality. That's a better way of saying it. It's the same quality as a AAA game, and an independent developer did it for $10 million without a publisher and was successful at it. And that's wonderful. And then they get bought by Microsoft, and it just makes you scared that you're never going to see anything like that again. But who knows? We shall see.
Kind of like when Microsoft bought out Mojang. It's just for $2.9 billion, which still astounds me to this day. But it's since then I have seen really, other than they haven't really done anything with Mojang.
You think they'll ever do a Minecraft 2?
I don't know. Maybe. It would be
when the new engines and expansions and stuff stop selling, then maybe Minecraft.
Maybe, yeah. But they're constantly adding content and stuff, which is exactly what Mojang was doing to begin with. But they haven't really done anything with Mojang other than churn out more Minecraft stuff. So
yeah,
but I guess that's where the money is. So.
Yeah, Chaos brings up a good point. Where is CD Projekt Red's Witcher games self-published?
I think so. I can't remember.
Now, Cyberpunk 2077, I think it's probably published by Microsoft, or whose is that?
I don't know.
Microsoft? Might have been. I don't know, but CD Projekt Red is another one that seems to be able to just an independent studio is doing this on a comparatively small budget. What's wrong with the rest of you?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Matthew brings up a kind of a point I was hinting at, but didn't actually state, that there's no reason to do Minecraft 2 because Minecraft is a physics sandbox, and that's true. It seems like a game that you could just keep updating forever. But if you could make more money by just making everyone buy another game, but I mean, it's Minecraft is more of a platform than a game at this point.
Yeah, and it's a major franchise just through merchandising alone, and I guess if you want a Minecraft 2 like experience, you've got you've got the Minecraft Telltale Adventures and the Minecraft Story Mode, I guess is what it's called from Telltale, and then and if you want a similar experience, there's dozens upon dozens of other games like that Ark game, which is very similar concept, but not in a but yeah. So lots of games out there. If you're interested in Minecraft but tired of Minecraft itself, so.
Matthew also points out that Witcher, CD Projekt Red is based in Poland, which has a third of cost of living as, well, I guess, North America. So the $20 million Witcher 3 might have been $60 million here. And that's true, but you look at the budgets of other games which are north of $100 million. So
yeah, but it also depends on where in the U.S. you are. Like if you made a game, if you could do that here in Oklahoma, the cost of living is super cheap. Like you could pay developers a pretty sizable living wage at just like $50,000 a year, and they'd be able to buy a house and raise a family on that.
So you don't see a lot of video game developers here in San Diego. You had Sony Online, which is now not here because it's super expensive to live here. All right. Let us move on to another award. I call this one the Artsy Fartsy Fail Award. And nice. I'm awarding it to Sony for its contextless musical performances and unnecessary venue switching.
Yeah.
I get what they were going for, and I appreciate them trying new things, but it did not work at all. Don't ever do that again.
Especially when you don't have a living host, running the show.
Right.
That was one of the problems I had was we had these musical numbers that introduced a game, but they just didn't. Not having a host up there just drives me nuts. I don't know why, but it just feels like it's not an E3 presentation without somebody on stage talking about the game. So,
yeah. Chaos says Sony San Diego is still there. Yeah, they are still there. They're just not the same company they were a couple of years ago. They changed to something else, and I forget what it is, like Daybreak or some weird thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So, and another weird thing is they didn't. It's almost like they figured out it wasn't working halfway through the live presentation and stopped doing that, because they had like 5 major games to show, and it felt like, oh, we're going to do a music thing, show the game, switch the venue, music thing, show the game, and then they didn't do the music thing or venue switching again. They just said, okay, this isn't working. Let's just do the rest of the 3 games. Which, and I'm the right choice. Obviously, that wasn't done on the fly. Someone said, you know what we should do? We should have a show where we start a thing and then completely stop, which is an odd choice.
Yeah.
Daybreak. I got it right? I said Daybreak? I said something
you said
close
Daybreak,
to that.
yeah.
So, yeah, and it's a shame too, because a guy I know who worked at SOE and got me insider information that I was never able to share with anyone, and he really should not have been sharing with me, and free stuff like a PS4 controller, or no, I think my PS3 controller broke, and he got me a new one. and he got me like
Yeah.
a PS4 controller to tide me over until he could get me a PS3 controller that wasn't covered in Cheeto dust and gum. Um, so yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what he's doing now though,
Uh,
because I don't go to the same gym. There's a guy I knew at a gym I used to go to, but I don't go to that gym anymore because it's way too far. So
yeah.
anyway, so the artsy fartsy fail. I appreciate the attempt, Sony, but yeah, no, didn't work. Try again next year.
All right. My next award is the Marginally Related Award.
Mhm.
And this is for this is an award for um, doing something just marginally related to what people actually wanted. And this goes to Nintendo because everybody wanted to learn more about Metroid Prime 4, and all we got was Ridley and Smash Brothers. And this is basically the same thing that happened with that stupid Metroid Prime Federation Force game, where they start playing the Metroid Prime music, and everybody's like, "All right, they're going to make a Metroid Prime game, and they're going to introduce it." And then they have this stupid DS thing that's not even a Metroid Prime game, and so Nintendo, after last year teasing everybody with the Metroid Prime 4 logo, everybody was expecting at least a cinematic trailer or something this year,
Yeah.
and we got nothing. We got Ridley in, which is still cool. Ridley and Smash, that's something everybody's been wanting, but probably not as much as everybody's been wanting a Metroid Prime 4. So,
I don't know. I would say Smash probably has a broader appeal than the Metroid Prime games, which are critical successes and gamers love them, but they've
oh
never
yeah,
sold like multiple millions of units. I don't believe,
yeah.
um, which is a shame because they should because they're great. But
Well, no, they sell quite
oh, they
quite
sell
well.
well,
Yeah,
but they're not like the multi-million sellers that some of the other games are.
yeah. It's not like a core Mario game or something like that, or even Mario Kart. But they still sell quite well. But yeah, Smash has a great community, like a great fan set. But people still want Metroid games, like
Oh yeah.
solid Metroid games, and after being teased with it, they wanted something, but they
Mhm.
didn't get it.
Matthew says anyone that thought the game was anywhere near ready is crazy. Oh yeah,
Oh,
I don't think many, if any, thought that the game was coming out this year. But I mean, if we saw a title card last year, you think, okay, it's been a year. They
they'll give
maybe
us a
we'll see some
cinematic
concept art.
trailer.
Yeah, yeah, a
Yeah,
pre-rendered CG trailer or something like that.
yeah.
But
So,
just nothing, not even a mention.
yeah, the closest thing we got was that Ridley introduction video, which was cool. I liked that.
Yeah, and Mario is now canonically dead because he
Yeah.
straight up murders Mario, just impales him on his tail. I'm like, oh. Yeah, Luigi's gonna have to step up to the plate now.
Yeah.
Matthew also said a little earlier, honestly, we're a few years off from everyone doing a Nintendo Direct style, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'd be fine with that too, because I don't need the audience reaction.
No,
I,
we don't. And it's
I don't need awkward hosts. I don't need technical difficulties. I don't need poor pacing or any of that. Just pre-record it and show me the things you're going to show me, and that's good.
yeah. Which and I ragged on Sony and Square for their trailer dump style presentations this year, but even with Nintendo's Direct, they at least still have actual humans introducing the games, and yeah, they have that opportunity to do multiple takes and everything, so that they can get their lines right, the presentation right, and the editing and pacing right. And it's it would be great if everybody switched to pre-recorded shows. So, but then we won't get cute moments like Ubisoft's "we nailed it" hot mic moment, which is unfortunate, but sacrifices must be made.
Whose turn is it? Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. So this next one is the "What Even Is This Game" award. And there are several candidates.
Oh
I mean, in
yeah.
years past, I might have given it to Death Stranding. But I think now we've got at least
Some
maybe
gameplay.
possibly the vaguest sense of what this game is. Like
It's one
you,
big fetch quest or series of fetch quests.
you're a character who wanders through hell to deliver a. Oh my God! This is a Kojima autobiography from with his time from Konami. This is a metaphorical representation of Kojima going through literal hell trying to deliver a product to ungrateful people. That's what Death Stranding is.
Nice. Oh, I love it.
Well played, Kojima, sir. Well played indeed.
Yeah.
But anyway, a bunch of what's the company that does Quantum Dream something? No, not jeez. It was the one with the transforming gun with the.
I know the game you're talking about.
No idea what it didn't win the award, but again, it's a game that I have no idea what the heck that is.
A Sony game. Control was the game.
Control, yeah.
And I have no idea what that game even is supposed to be.
Remedy, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, Remedy. The Quantum Break is the game they did. So, but I'm going to give the "What Even Is This Game" award to a game that we've seen in 2 consecutive E3s now, and I still have no earthly clue what the hell the game even is, and that is Transference, a VR game from Ubisoft. Which apparently, Elijah Wood has something to do with. I don't know what the game is supposed to be.
Yeah.
What even is this game? I mean, it could be really cool. Is it a horror game? It seems to have horror tones. Is it an adventure game? Is it?
Yeah,
do you actually fight? Do you fight monsters? Is it a puzzle game? I don't know. I don't know what even is this game. So that's why Transference gets the award, because they've shown it twice now, and I still don't know what it is. Of course, Death Stranding has been shown like 3 times now, and I still really don't quite know what that is.
Yeah. One of these days we'll learn.
Metroidvania? Okay.
Okay.
You know what another good name for a Metroidvania is? Metroid-like.
Yeah.
I don't know why Castlevania gets thrown in there.
Well, it's because of Symphony of the Night,
which came out way after Metroid.
Yeah,
which did it first. It should be Metroid-like. I don't know why. I don't know why Castlevania shares any of the credit, but whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
Zachary, give us an award.
My next award is "We Ate the Bigger Boat" award, and this one just goes to Maneater, just because I am still amazed at how crazy of a concept this is, and I don't even know if it's actually going to work and be fun.
I love the fact that the shark has an upgrade tree.
Yes, that's exactly it. You think about the original, the first Jaws movie, and it's like, we're going to need a bigger boat, and Maneater makes that bigger boat irrelevant because the shark's just going to jump on their deck and eat everybody anyways, or just bite a hole through the boat and sink it and eat everybody. So
I just want to flop around on land, jump out of the water up onto the beach and flop around chasing someone. I wonder if the upgrade tree gives you little legs that you can wander around on shore.
Yeah, well, you'll probably get something like hold your breath longer, or whatever you would consider, whatever holding your breath is for an aquatic animal with gills. But yeah, you'll get something where it's like, you can stay out of the water longer, so that you can flop around on the beach, eat people, and then flop yourself back into the ocean before you suffocate. Yeah.
I've got high. That game's probably going to be an unplayable mess, but you never know. Could be great.
Yeah.
I mean, at worst, maybe it would end up something hilarious like Goat Simulator or something.
Yeah, something along those. Yeah, something along those lines.
All right. So my next award, Best Movie. And I award the Best Movie award to Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now that's a movie I'd like to watch.
Yes,
That movie
definitely.
looks great. I can't
Because
wait to see it in the theater.
yeah, there's no indication yet that it's an actual game, but yeah, it's
There
they're
is, but
yeah
I think
they're
we saw
putting
like
a lot of
15
work
seconds.
into these cinematic trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, are you guys nowhere close to actually demoing the game at all? Because
They're spending all of their time making cinematic trailers.
yeah,
That's the problem. Oh, but yeah, because what last year they had a 5-minute cinematic trailer, and this
yeah,
year was another 5-minute trailer, and it's just
and
yeah,
then 10 years ago they had a two minute trailer.
yeah, something along those lines. That one wasn't as big and flashy as the last two, but still, yeah.
Nope.
And you think about it, Pixar, they do those animated shorts before their big budget movies, and those things take a team of people several
Hmm.
months to do.
Even longer. But
Yeah,
what's the Pixar film that's in theaters right now?
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen that
There's
yet.
a short
So
before that movie,
yeah,
another
it's
Pixar short,
Bow. Yeah.
whatever it's called. It's kind of terrifying. I was watching. I was like, it was like horrifying in a lot. It turns out being kind of sweet, but there are a
Yeah.
lot of moments in this where I'm like, what in hell? This this is ghastly, but maybe I was just the wrong audience for it. But anyway, so,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2, I would watch.
We'd watch that movie. All
Yeah,
right.
and hey, if they make a game, that's great too. Uh, Video game adaptations of movies have a bit of a sticky track record, but maybe the Beyond Good and Evil 2 video game based on the Beyond Good and Evil 2 movie could be great. Did I watch
Beyond
it
Good
in
and Evil,
3D
the
for
movie,
track
the
adapt?
game.
No, I did not watch it in 3D because that would have cost $4 more.
Yeah. All right. All right. So my next award is the Alexa Award. The Alexa Award. And this one goes to Bethesda for Elder Scroll Skyrim. What was the full name of that again? Now I'm trying to remember. Skyrim, the very special edition. This was just. You get these kind of moments, at E3. It's just kind of totally out of the blue. It's just like, what is this? Is that for real? Is this, you know? And it's just you have those moments every now, through at least one of those moments every E3, and Bethesda had that moment, that Skyrim on Alexa thing. It just
Which apparently is actually a thing, which I was not clear on. I thought it was just a
yeah.
joke.
Well,
And it was a
it
funny
is
joke, and
just
I
a
was
joke. Yeah, it is just a joke, but the product is real. It's not a full blown Skyrim experience, but it is.
yeah, but you
You
think Todd
can,
Howard or someone would have come and it's like, okay, yeah, this is actually a real thing. We did this. You can play it now.
but yeah, I would totally get an automated, procedurally generated Alexa DM program where it could DM your Dungeons and Dragons group.
Hmm.
That would be kind of an interesting experience to do. But yeah,
I, gue-
uh,
I guess you'd have to just. It's like, no, Alexa, I rolled a 20. Honest, Scout's honor. Well, I guess if they did that, Alexa would
Alexa would
for
roll
you.
for you. Yeah. And that way Alexa can keep track of all that and stuff, and makes everybody
It's
honest.
like all right, I attack the goblin. You roll a 1. You're lying to me, Alexa. No, Nobody critical misses 7 times in a row.
I can't let you do that, Dave.
Really? Well, why don't you just play Dungeons and Dragons with Siri? I know you've been talking to her behind my back.
That's my next project. Yes, I should do that. All right. What's your next award?
My next award is the Who You Think You're Kidding Award, which I'm giving to Microsoft for having a bunch of people pretend to play Forza Horizon 4 on the stage. I mean, they make this weird deal. They have like 30 game stations set up there, and then they only have 16 of the, like, they're gonna be doing one of those big Battlefield 64 player LAN party things to close out their show. And then they just have 4 teams of 4 on half the available stations, pretending that they're actually playing the clearly recorded footage of Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Microsoft, who you think you're kidding? Here's your award.
Yeah, and that's just, that always bugs me, because I think in you know, a few times, you know, companies have actually tried playing stuff on stage, like live, and something always goes wrong. There's always a problem.
Yeah, which is why you don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that. You don't have to pretend that you're. We're all adults here, even though we don't act like it. The only time that kind of thing really ever made sense was for motion control stuff, like the Move and the Kinect, where it was really important to visually see how things were controlled. Like, look, you're swinging the lightsaber, the tennis racket, or jumping, or doing whatever. Oh, I get how this, because a lot of those games, if you just watch game footage, sometimes it wouldn't be clear. It's like, okay, but how is this actually controlled? So those were the only times I was like, or a Wii Fit game, you know, the balance board.
Well, even when Microsoft introduced the Xbox One and they had the guy up on stage, supposedly using the Kinect combined with the Xbox to do all kinds of stuff, even that you could tell was, you know, pre-rehearsed. It was a rehearsed thing, and with pre-recorded footage, because there's absolutely no way he could have gotten away with all of that and everything would have went that smooth.
Yeah, he's miming along with the footage, and that's fine. It's just to show you how it works. And that's, Matthew says all that stuff that Microsoft's the stations that Microsoft had on their show throughout the entire show, they were there for a fan fest that happened after the show.
Okay.
Okay. Still kind of an odd choice to have them prominently featured during a conference and didn't really use it. I guess it's like, well, we have to have them here. I guess we should do something with them. Have people pretend to play Forza. You're still not convincing anyone that they're actually playing, so why bother? But nice to know that they were there for a reason, at least. And they didn't just spend a ton of money on these. It's like, oh man, we could have bought a 6th studio.
Yeah. All right. Well, my next award is the Goggles They Do Nothing Award, and this goes to Sean Plott for his astoundingly obnoxious paisley tie. I still can't get over just how ugly that thing is, but yeah, it burned my eyes like acid in a Captain Atom movie, or no, Radioactive Man movie.
Amazing that one dev is like, I would use your lapel mic, but I can't get that close to that tie. It's physically repelling me away.
Yeah, because man,
that was a pretty bad tie. Good host though. Good host
though. Yes. That's all I have to say on that one.
All right. The Shadiest Shade Award. I'm awarding to. There were actually a couple potentials here, but I'm giving the Shadiest Shade Award to Bethesda during their Rage 2 presentation, when they said Rage 2 was announced a few weeks ago through our good friends at Walmart Canada, best known for their low prices and ability to keep a secret.
Nice.
That's some shady shade there, Bethesda. Good
That
job.
is. That's good. Yeah. All right. Well, my next award is the cops have already been called, but I'm still showing up to the party award. And this goes to Ubisoft for their Starlink Toys to Life game, because that party is done and gone, but they're still intent on bringing this thing to market. And they are going to lose tons of money on this.
I actually have my own very similarly named Late to the Party award for Starlink Battle for Atlas from Ubisoft, because it's a Toys to Life game that's coming out years after Toys to Life officially died.
Yeah.
Odd choice to be, but I'm sure
Yeah.
Star Fox will save it.
Of course, Star Fox saves everything.
Apparently, toys not required for Starlink? I hadn't heard that. Can you buy it without them?
Yeah.
Is it even come standalone?
I,
Maybe it does. I don't know.
if the toys aren't required, then just don't sell the stupid toys.
I mean, sell action figures on stuff based in your game if you want, but I still think it's a dumb idea or
Are
an
they not
odd idea.
required in the same way amiibos aren't required to play anything?
I mean, so how do you switch vehicles and weapons and stuff? Can you pick them out of menus?
I guess. Yeah.
And what's the point of the toys? It's like, well, there's a completely convenient radial menu here, but
Yeah.
hey, let me pause the game and go grab a specific
Yeah, let me
toy out of a pile
pause
of
the
junk.
game and dig through my bucket of parts here and find that weapon that I need to fight this specific ship and then switch it out. It's like it's obnoxious switching out the Skylanders characters, and it became even more obnoxious when they added the split body ones and then the little
Switch
trap
Force,
things and
Trap Force, or
yeah, and trap, is it Swap Force and Trap
Swap
Team?
Force and Trap Team. You're right.
Yeah,
And then they had Superchargers, which is they all need vehicles now.
yeah. But yeah, that was obnoxious enough. But having to build a Lego set on the fly, with the Lego universe thing, you pre-build them before you play with them. But this is basically building your set in them while trying to play the game at the same time, and that would be.
And you actually have, and it attaches to the controller, so you have to hold the damn thing.
Oh, does it?
Maybe
Oh,
it's
goodness.
maybe it's really light, or maybe you don't have to hook it onto the controller. I don't know. It's just a really odd idea. The timing is. If this had come out 3 years ago, I'd be sure, fine, that makes sense. But coming out this fall is just okay. Ubisoft, yeah, best of luck to you. No, that's not a horse I'm backing, but good luck. So
I'm glad we both had a similar concept for the award on that.
Even
one.
Similar name.
So,
I mean, what was yours?
The cops have been called, but I'm still coming to the party.
Yeah, mine was just late to the party. So my next award is it's the Really Award, but you have to say it a certain way. So the award has to be the Really Award. It's very important that you
it's very important to get the proper reflection,
falsetto in the delivery of the award name. And the Really Award goes to Microsoft's audience for wildly applauding the acquisition of several indie studios.
Oh man,
really?
Yeah, there were so many
We're
moments.
We're buying all your favorite studios. I'm like, really? So Microsoft's audience gets the Really Award for that one.
Yeah, lots of moments like that in the show, and I just can't believe the audience sometimes, and and then there's the other moments, like the opposite thing, where it's like, somebody says something and it's supposed to be super exciting and nobody does anything until you hear this one guy, woo, and start screaming and clapping, and then everybody then it just kind of waves out because it's like, oh, I guess we probably should join in with this. And
see, Gary gets it.
yeah, so nice. All right. So my next award is was the music necessary? And this goes to Rage 2 and Bethesda for that just absolutely astoundingly bad hair metal, heavy metal musical number before they showed the Rage trailer. And I don't even I don't know who that or who that band is or anything, and if it's a band you like, good for you.
The lead
But
singer dude came in like he was a known dude. I did not know the dude.
yeah,
And
exactly.
the audience didn't seem to know him either or care.
Yeah,
they cut to the audience several times and they looked either perplexed or bored. I'm like, don't cut to the audience when they look perplexed or bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Andrew WK. I've seen people in the chat mention him because I noted last week I had no idea. I don't know who Andrew WK is.
Yeah.
He's got a great first name. His parents named him well.
Yeah. Yeah, that he comes on stage and it's just.
And I like the fact that he stuffs the microphone down the front of his pants so he can play the keyboard. I just think that's pretty great.
But he comes on stage and it's like, do you want to rage or something like that? And I'm thinking, okay, I know this is Rage 2, and so maybe he's just a hype building announcer. He's just trying to get everybody excited before he talks about this, and then the music starts playing. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to sing, isn't he? And then he doesn't so much as sing as scream.
Matthew says that he's fairly well known, but not to this crowd.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm sure in certain circles he's well known, and hey, fine performer. I had no problem with performance, but yeah, nobody knew who this guy was.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hi, Andrew WK, I'm here," and people are like, "Okay,
yeah,
are you ready to rage?" And the people are like, "Do we have to?" I'm gonna sing a 3.5-minute song whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my awards back up here. Okay. My next award is the Bon Mot Bomb. And
say that again.
It's French. Bon Mot.
Okay.
It's like Bon Mot.
Okay.
Bon Mot. And I can't pronounce it very well, but the Bon Mot Bomb, which I give to Dying Light 2, because at some point in the presentation, the presenter said, "At night, things tend to get a lot darker." I was like, oh my god. That's so terrible. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's the dramatic pause that really sells it to me. Like, this was the most super clever thing ever. At night, things tend to get a lot darker. Yes, they do. Yes. Typically, when the sun disappears over the horizon, then it tends to get darker. Yep, you got me there.
Yeah.
So,
well done. Well done. Yeah. All right. My next award is the I'm a Genuine Professional Actor Honest Award. And this goes to Elijah Wood for just being so goofy and flubbing all of his lines when he gets out on stage. And I can understand, if he's not a stage actor, he's a film actor.
It was so bad. I thought, did the teleprompter just start scrolling past everything? And
yeah. Everybody's has their quirks, and I know some people get stage fright, and he's a film actor, so maybe he doesn't spend a whole lot of time on stage performing or doing things like this, but it's like a professional actor gets up on stage and stumbles over his first lines. The first thing he says is just kind of and I'm just like, man, I had to do a double take to make sure that was the Elijah Wood I was thinking of.
If I ever meet Elijah Wood, I'm gonna hand him a copy of Spider-Man to sign. just, just a dick with him, and he'd be like, "I'm not Tobey Maguire." Be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, no, I've got your movie here," and then hand him a copy of Harry Potter. Like, I'm not Daniel Radcliffe either, you ass.
Oh man, yeah,
Because
it's funny.
I
Yeah.
carry a DVD copy of both Harry Potter and Spider-Man just in case I run into Elijah Wood.
And if he punches you in the face, I'm not gonna blame him.
I would sell that. I got punched in the face by Elijah Wood. My sister loves Elijah Wood, so I'm sure she would love a signed copy of Spider-Man. I'd probably sell it to him like that. Yeah, it's like, oh, my sister loves you. She squeals like the girl she is every time she hears your name. Would you sign this copy of Spider-Man? How can you say no to that? And then give my sister a signed copy. Yeah, could you? This is what I do. I'd have Elijah Wood sign my copy of Spider-Man. Says, "I'm not Tobey Maguire." Elijah Wood.
Oh, nice.
Too much fun. Matthew says the only reason I'm keeping an eye on Dying Light 2 is because Chris Avallone is working on it. Oh,
okay.
All right. Well, the first one was okay, so I figure the second one will be too. All right. Is it my turn again?
Yeah, it's your turn now.
Okay, Roddy did late to the party. Okay, so the Most Improved Award. Most Improved.
Okay.
I'm going to give the Most Improved Award to the PC Gaming Show, which managed to come in at under 2 hours.
Definitely.
I would not have put money on that.
Under 2 hours and far more entertaining than last year. Yes.
2 good hosts, a format that switching back and forth between the hosts just kept things moving. So most improved.
Yeah,
PC gaming show.
Definitely, totally great, and I agree with you because I checked out of last year's PC gaming show after like 45 minutes. I was just like, I can't handle this. This is just I'll just go and see the list of games that they showed and see if any of them catch my eye. But this one, I was actually, oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm really digging this. I stuck with it. I watched all the trailers. I listened to the hosts' interviews with all the developers, and I was really entertained. So yeah, good on them for making a for finding their footing, and hopefully they stick with that format next year, because I don't really think there's a way to improve on that, at least for the type of show that they do each year. So
Matthew clarifies that for anyone who doesn't know who Chris Avallone, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Avallone. I don't know, but he's a guy behind a lot of the more popular CRPGs like Planescape Torment, a game I have and have never played.
Yeah, I have that too, and I keep meaning to play it, but I keep getting distracted with other games.
Yeah, so. I don't think I've actually played. I played as far as CRPGs go. I started the original Baldur's Gate, and then I went no. It's not a bad game. It's just when I chose to finally get around to playing it, it was too old. You know how you go back to an old game that you remember loving, and it's just old and almost unplayable because it's so clunky, just because it's so old. Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate was the same way for me. It's the kind of game that when you walk to the edge of the screen, you just get to the edge and you have to stop, and then you have to click and drag the entire screen over so you can continue walking. The screen doesn't auto-scroll as you reach the edge. Imagine playing Super Mario Brothers and having to manually scroll the screen forward every time you got to the end. It was just really frustrating to play.
Yeah, and that was a technical limitation, and it worked because it was no, it wasn't turn-based. I don't think. I think that it actually had. I don't know, but it worked for what
Yeah,
they
I think
did.
it's.
But
I
yeah,
think the battle system is real time, if I'm
yeah.
remembering correctly.
Have you tried playing the enhanced editions that are on GOG? Or
Come to think of it, there probably is a mod that allows you to just the screen moves
yeah.
with you.
Well, the enhanced editions are big. They make a lot of improvements, not just to the graphics, but also um, with a lot of the
Oh, real time with pausing. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think because it would be my game, although if I'm remembering correctly, it uses the not season. What were the Dungeons and Dragons rules? Series,
Um,
seasons,
yeah, I
edition,
don't
edition. It was third
edition.
edition
Yeah.
rules, I think, and I was always a second edition guy. Um,
Okay.
I never actually played fourth edition, so I have no idea how those
Hmm.
rules work. But anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So your turn.
All right, my next award is the It's Actually Different Award. And this one came about because everybody is doing a battle royale game this year, and there were so many battle royale games introduced, and only one of them actually looked different enough to catch my attention. And this one goes to Rapture Rejects. And yeah, everything about it is different. It's a snarky comedy, it's cartoony graphics. It's basically everything that I would love about a game, and actually makes me consider playing a a battle royale game. So yeah.
All right. I only have one award left.
All right, I'm all out of awards now,
Oh,
so
well, this
you
actually
get to
worked out really
close the
well. So,
yeah, you get to close the show.
my final award is the Best Title Award.
All right, the
And for
best
me,
title, and
Best
this is
Title.
and okay, I'll let you finish. So
Yeah. I'll let me name my runner up. My runner up is Satisfactory, which is
great title, that
that is a great
factory game. Yeah.
Satisfactory. I love that.
Yes.
But I'm gonna give the best title to Demon Ex Machina because and it's demon spelled Daemon, the program that runs in the background of a certain
Yeah.
application. So but demon instead of Deus Ex Machina. Oh, I love that.
Yes, that was a great title, and I think and it's a great play on that common phrase, the God in the machine, and this is the demon in the machine, the
Mhm.
monster in the machine, and yeah, it's a really great play on that very um, common phrase. So yeah,
Yeah,
good title,
I
definitely.
I hope that game turns out well, if only
Hopefully,
because
yeah.
I want something to play on my Switch. I actually tried out the Sushi Striker demo today,
Oh,
and
did you?
yeah, and it's front loaded with like what feels like a 2 hour very terrible cartoon. It's
Yeah.
probably only 4 or 5 minutes, but it feels really
Sure felt
long.
longer.
And
Uh,
it's odd because I seem to have very little patience when it comes to demos. If it's a game demo, I don't want to sit through a 20-minute cutscene. I just want to try the game and see how fun it is
yeah.
to strike sushi. Um, and once I got through the long and boring cutscene, um, it's okay. It's fine. I think it would play a lot better on the 3DS, which it's
Yeah.
also available on, because you'd have a lot better pinpoint control with a stylus. Because you can use if you're not familiar with it, there are 4 rows of sushi
Hmm.
on opposite moving conveyor belts, and you have to touch a plate of sushi and then collect them by moving to adjacent similarly colored sushi plates. So if you hit a green piece of sushi, you go up to another green and up to another green and down to a green and down to a green, and you zigzag around and you collect the sushi.
Yeah.
You can do that with the control stick, but as you might imagine, that's a little difficult because you have to try and chase where the one you want, and then hold
Yeah.
down a button and then move it. You can use your finger, but especially when you got big fat fingers like mine that touch screens really seem to dislike, it does not work so
You
well.
should get you one of those little rubber tipped stylus pens that you can get for your phones and tablets.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how accommodating the Switch screen is to that, but
Oh, it's the
yeah,
same screen.
it's a fine little puzzle game. I think really you would really prefer to play that on the 3DS actually, but
Yeah.
uh, and the story's fine. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I wanted it to stop, and I think part of it was my impatience. I just wanted to try the game. I didn't really care about the story, but yeah. So, uh, anyway, a little bit of a diversion there, but them's our
Yeah.
E3 awards, and
All right.
we're well past an hour, so I guess we'll just have an E3 award show
Yeah.
podcast. Um,
Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Battle Chef Brigade. Yeah, I've heard of that. That actually looks pretty cool. It's a game where it's basically Iron Chef, and you do a match 3 puzzle game, but the jewels that you're matching are like food and ingredients that you have to like run out the back door and go kill monsters in the environment to get the ingredients that you drop in your pot, which are represented by, the kind of Tetris pieces. You have to stack them the right way to make dishes. Kind of a cool
Interesting.
looking game, and it actually looks like it has a really fun battle mechanic that you run out the back and smack the hell out of monsters
Huh.
to drag them in and cook them. So
Sounds
yeah,
like a
that
very
sounds kind of
interesting
interesting. I
game.
don't know if there's a demo for that, but yeah, I liked what I saw. Another one that I don't know what it's like or how it plays, but I like the name and I like the aesthetic is Little Dragon Cafe, I think is what it's called. I see this one mentioned in the news a bit, and it's got this very Crayola crayon colored storybook
Yeah.
kind of aesthetic to it that I find really appealing. Pardon. Almost like kind of like how Little King's story looked,
Hmm.
which is just a really pleasing, charming aesthetic to me. No
Yeah.
idea what the game's like or how it plays. I guess I don't know if you collect dragons or if you like run a cafe for little dragons and you make them food.
Yeah.
I'm really honestly not sure, but I keep seeing a lot of art shared from the game, like the developers like here are our character designs and they show a bunch of characters. I'm like, I'm loving the design of this. So also check out ICA Cross.
Oh,
Oh,
I see.
Icy.
A
Yeah,
cross.
yeah, yeah.
A
Cross between
comma would have
Metroidvania and
been
Stanley Parable.
useful there. But yeah.
Ooh, cross between Metroid game, a game I like, and Stanley Parable, a game I did not. Hmm. I know nothing about Icy other than it's blue. I know the logo. I know the logo. It says Icy on
Yeah.
it. It's kind of predominantly blue. It's got a woman on it. Uh, no idea what that game's about, but maybe I'll read one of those articles the next time it scrolls past.
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah.
I'm in the
But
middle of playing Resident Evil Revelations 2,
nice.
which is leaning very heavily into the episodic television series motif.
Yeah.
It's divided up into episodes, and it does the whole last time on Revelations 2, and they show clips from your last episode, and they do the next time and
Yeah.
Revelation, and they do clips from the upcoming thing. It actually works really well. Um, it feels like I don't remember if Revelations 2 was originally like a 3DS game. I
Hmm.
think, yeah, I think Revelations was a 3DS game and then it was ported to Wii U and other things, and then they did
Yeah.
Revelations 2. I think that's why they do the shorter episodes for the on the go type of thing, although the episodes can take you an hour plus.
Yeah.
Am I looking forward to Resident Evil 2 remake? Oh, very much. If I had done a my game of the show award, or game I must play now, most looking forward to, probably Resident Evil 2 remake. Um, I'm really, I'm really bowled over by Ghost of Tsushima, but
Yeah.
The reason I take Resident Evil 2 above that is I know exactly what I'm getting with Resident Evil 2, and Ghost of Tsushima still has a bunch of question marks.
Yeah,
Um,
certainly.
Scotty asks, "Is this on the PS4 I'm playing on?" No, this is PS3. Because it's been sitting on my shelf of unplayed games for quite a while. I just finally, although I did just buy Resident Evil 7, which is a PS4 game, the Gold Edition, Deluxe Edition, whatever the hell it's called, for $25. So instead of paying $90 back in January of 2017, 17 months later, I saved $65. And you may say,
All
well,
right.
yeah, but you had to wait 17 months. Worth it for me because I got plenty of unplayed games to keep
Oh,
myself
definitely. Yeah.
to keep my attention in the meantime. And same thing. I just bought the special super all DLC included edition of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is about a year and a half old now too. So um,
Yeah, that's the best way to buy them, and I had the opportunity to buy Uncharted 3, like the special edition, like the
Game
one
of
that
the Year
had all
edition, I
the
think it
Game of
is.
the Year
Yeah,
edition.
yeah, I have
Uh,
that one too. And
yeah,
I haven't got
but
around.
but when I went to the store and I was buying it, I saw, oh, this one's $40, which is a good deal. And then
Yeah,
I saw the non-game of the year edition without all the DLC for $20. I flipped the boxes over to see what the DLC was. I'm like,
I
okay,
think
this
it's all
is
multiplayer
pretty
stuff.
much multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
I'm buying the $20 one, and that's what I did. And
Yeah, it's kind of like Doom, the Bethesda, the 2016 one is
yeah,
on sale for like $20, and I was thinking about buying it, but I didn't because I don't have unlimited funds or time.
yeah,
There was DLC, but I think all the DLC for Doom was just multiplayer maps and stuff.
yeah.
I think I don't think there were actually any single player episodes.
Hmm.
The other Bethesda one, Wolfenstein 2, was actually on sale for $20, but there's like $30 worth of DLC, so I'm
Yeah,
thinking that they're probably going to have a special edition of that at some point. So I'm just
you would think.
giving it a
Yeah,
wait. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. See, right now I've been playing Terraria. One of my friends he had a whole bunch of Steam codes that he hadn't used, or because they're duplicates of games he owned, and Terraria was one. So I'm like, yeah, finally, and so I got that one. I've been playing it. Spent 37 hours over the last 2 weeks playing this thing. The game is a lot of fun. It's basically a 2D Minecraft, but with a lot more monsters and stuff to fight. And so I've been really enjoying that. And then the other big thing is Pokemon Go uh, added friends and trading to it. So you can send other people a code that lets you connect to each other as friends, and then you can send them gifts and everything. And they also added trading where you can give Pokemon away. And my kids and I, we were just all like, yes, finally. And I'm like, sweet, I can give my daughters some legendary Pokemon that they missed out on that I have extras of, and then give them some of these things so that they could have these Pokemon, get a little leg up and stuff. And then I find out yesterday that the Friends feature is not available for accounts that are owned by people under the age of 13.
Hmm.
And so my kids are pretty devastated that they can't be friends with me now. And I'm kind of annoyed as well because my son and I can trade, but it's like we both have all the same Pokemon because we've been playing this game together since it launched, and my daughters didn't get started until just within the last year, and so they're still missing tons of Pokemon, but I can't help them get them anymore. So
Yeah. We can't be friends. Is it my political opinions? No, it's that whole age thing in Pokemon.
yeah,
um, yeah, I'm looking on
yeah,
my
it is. It
Amazon.
is a little legal thing. Matthew says it's the legal thing. Yeah,
I assume
uh,
so. Yeah.
the Childhood Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and then similar laws in Europe and elsewhere in the world put a whole bunch of restrictions on children's social media and other online interactions, and so yeah. But it would be nice if Niantic had the forethought to put in a method of allowing parents to opt their children into this feature, and even if it is so much as you're giving them permission, like some kind of documentation saying, yeah, my kids can participate, but I would still like to be the final approver of friends that they add to each other. Like if they add a friend, I would like to be notified and be able to veto that action if I so please. That to me would be a good workaround for this, because my kids would just be friends with me and the other people in my family that play Pokemon Go. So, it's not like they would be meeting strangers online or going to a gym at a physical location and doing raids with grown adults or anything. Yeah, but.
Bunch of people in the chat saying if Doom's $20, buy it. I'm looking on my Amazon wish list, and it's actually not $20 anymore. Now it's $19.39. So it's dropped a couple of times.
Nice.
And I'll pick it up at some point because it looks really, really fun. But there's a bunch of games coming out soon that I want, so I can't just blow all my money on everything. I mean, even for a great price, like under $20. Yakuza Kiwami 2 comes out the end of August. That's going to be $50, although I'll pre-order it using a friend's Prime account, so I'll get it for a little less than that. Fist of the North Star is from the Sega's Yakuza developers, and it looks pretty fun, so that's in October. Dragon Quest 11 is September. Octopath Travelers in July. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up pretty quick. Valkyria Chronicles and Shadow of the Tomb Raider are all going to have a bunch of DLC, so I'm going to probably buy those a year and a half later when they sell the full thing. So
yeah.
Okay,
that's weird. Something else that cropped up, and I'm trying to find this. Hopefully it's there it is. Something if you're looking for something on sale that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, Steam sales right now, isn't it?
Yeah, Steam sale is right now, and I was very surprised to see this because I wasn't even aware of this particular product. But Steam's Steam Link, which is it's basically just a streaming box that you connect to your TV or extra monitor, and you can plug in your controller to, and plug it into your internet, and it looks for a computer that's currently running Steam and lets you play anything off of that. And it's on sale for $2.50 with $8 of shipping. And it's usually $50 to buy this thing. And I'm just like, $10. I think I want to buy this. So, because I've got, I've got a wired Xbox 360 controller, and just play Terraria up on my big TV. That would be kind of fun. Because I'm, I know that I'm never actually going to buy Terraria on a console, but it'd be kind of fun. So,
just to be clear, I'm okay paying the most I'll pay for a game is $50. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is $49.99, and I'll get it for under $50. So I'm happy to buy it day one. A lot of these games, a lot of them I can pre-order with a Prime discount and actually get them for under $50. But I factor in the DLC into the total price. So when I look at the full cost of Rise of the Tomb Raider or Valkyria Chronicles, what I personally see is a $80 or a $90 game, and I'm not willing to pay $60, let alone $80 or $90. So that's why I wait. It's not necessarily that I won't buy a game unless it's 30 or less or 20 or less or anything like that. I will pay $50 for a game I'm super excited to play. I just won't pay more than that.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, but there's all
That's just
yeah.
me.
But Steam Sale has tons of stuff, and I'm looking at my wish list. You know, Skull Girls, the base game is $3, which is pretty exciting.
I like Skull.
Volgar the
I just don't.
Viking.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
don't play fighting games. Oh, hey,
yeah.
did you hear about that new app that apparently calculates how much you've spent on Steam?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Apparently, there's a new app or computer program or something that calculates how much you've spent on Steam. I
Huh.
I would bet that mine is easily under $20.
Mine too, because
I probably
pretty much
have
my
300 games.
yeah my entire library of Steam games is basically humble bundle games and stuff that has been offered for free at one period. I don't think I have ever actually spent money directly on Steam. So
Yeah. What did I just get for Shadowrun Returns Deluxe? I'll never play it, but I have it now because it was free.
yeah,
I think it was a Humble Store that had it for
yeah,
free or something.
yeah. But I've got a huge wish list of games that I want to buy, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah, me too.
never get around to buying them. But yeah, some of these games are priced low enough that I'm just like, man, I want to do this, but
Because
I
I'm
don't.
sure I'll play it someday.
Yeah, because a lot of these games like Skullgirls, Volgar the Vikings,
Mhm.
um, and a few other games have just been games that I've been wanting for years and just never got around to actually buying. Or I like Skullgirls. They had a humble that was in a humble bundle at one point, but it was like the only game in that entire bundle that I actually wanted, and it was the second price tier, and I'm just like, I don't want to spend that much and get all these other games that I don't want just to get this one game. But now that it's $3, I would definitely do that. So
Well, I think the Summer Games Done Quick starts tomorrow, so
yeah,
that's cool. I don't normally watch that. I usually just see what was played and then pick and choose the things I want to watch.
yeah,
But there's a lot of charity's cool too. That's the important part. But speed running is a lot of times just a lot of fun to see, especially games that I'm familiar with and know how they work. I mean, seeing someone speed run a game is impressive in and of itself, but
yeah,
it's especially neat when it's a game that you've played and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize you could do that. So I always get a kick out of the game's done quick kind of stuff. So
okay,
I think that's it. I need to eat dinner because my stomach is making very loud noises, which
all right,
I'm guessing like stomach rumbling stuff is super hilarious in Japan because that's a joke I see in like anime all the time, and was a
yeah,
predominant joke in the Sushi Striker cutscenes. And it's used stomach rumbling equals laugh out loud hilarity. I'm like, I guess that's a cultural thing. To me, it's just not that funny. It's just a thing.
yeah.
But I'm sure there are other cultures who are like, I don't get it. Why is farting so funny to you guys?
Yeah, yeah, fart jokes and stuff are totally boring and annoying. Uh,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right,
All
so
right.
let's plug our stuff into Vamoose. Andrew Eisen here. Eisen is how you spell the last name. Plug it into YouTube, and you'll find my silly YouTube videos. Please watch them. Please clap. Let's see. I did a Walmart Ruins E3. Watch that one. It's a collaboration with my sister. I think it came out really well.
Yeah,
What
it
else?
did.
What? Oh, thank you. What else have I done? Oh, I did a reaction video to Nintendo's E3 event, but I fast forward through the entire thing, so my reaction is sped up. And I was kind of slowly rocking in the chair
Yeah,
impatiently through most of it. So I'm like, bum, 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 bum. So I'm moving like like that, like jackhammering. It's hilarious.
yeah,
So it's only so you can watch me react to the entire thing in 10 minutes. It's great. Um, in the next couple of weeks, I'll have debut reviews for Black Lightning, the first episode of the second season of Luke Cage, and Glow, the first episode of the first season of Glow, which has its second season, I think, next.
Yeah. And I believe GLOW stands for Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
I actually didn't know that. There's probably maybe it comes off as stupid, but when I was introing it, I was reading the description of the show, and it goes, "The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling." I'm like, Glow! Oh, I had no idea it was an acronym. I thought it was a name. What do I know? So okay, so yeah, I learned a thing. Also, follow me on Twitter at Andrew Eisen. So Zachary, plug away.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Easy Night, where I talk about gaming, politics, and other things. And unfortunately, I don't tweet as much anymore because work has decided to screw up something with having to do with their firewall, and now Twitter is completely broken, and I don't expect them to fix it because Imager has been giving me the same problems for the last year and nothing has changed. And so, and it's not a straight up this site is blocked, because I get those on other sites. It's just we can't load this particular script because of a bad security certificates, and I did some research on this, and apparently some firewall stuff will interject their own security certificates as part of their man-in-the-middle management of internet traffic, and occasionally it'll be malformed and completely break things, and I'm not the type to rock the boat and try to say, hey, can you fix Twitter, because I don't want them to know that I spend time on Twitter at work. So but I still post in the evenings when I can, and sometimes when I'm have something really important to say, I'll tweet it on my phone. But you can also follow my game development work at DK_gaming on Twitter and DivineKnightGaming.com. And finally, if you're interested in the Oklahoma game development scene, check out OK Game Devs on Twitter and OKGameDev.com.
Matthew says he spent over $1,000 on Steam over the last 5 years. So $200 a year. That's reasonable.
That's reasonable. Yeah. Most people will spend about that much on gaming each year.
I would say I easily spend at least $200 a year on gaming.
I would say that I don't spend that much, just because I'll buy a humble bundle once or twice a year, and I think that's pretty much the extent of my gaming, unless there's a particular console game that I really, really want and have the opportunity to buy. But I generally don't spend more than $200.
I'm a console gamer, and that's more expensive generally than buying a bunch of Steam games. Typically, I mean, if you're on the cutting edge of games, you're probably paying $40-50 for some of the newest PC games. But being as frugal, or if you prefer, cheap as I am, if your gaming budget in a given year is $200, well, you're only getting 3, maybe 4 full-priced console games out of that.
Yeah.
With me refusing to pay more than $50 and often waiting until a full game, the game plus DLC is $30 or less, that $200 goes a lot further for me. So I get to play more games than I would otherwise if I bought everything new the moment it came out. So
yeah, exactly.
And Mixtape says the Titanfall 2 is $10. I hear Titanfall 2 is actually really good. So yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
So, all right. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed our silly E3 awards. And we shall see you back again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.